This is Red Green. In today's show, Harold criticizes adults, Bill shows us camping lanterns, and I turn a patio table into a windsurfer.
Here's the man who put the out-and-out house. He's the greatest uncle I could ever have, unless, of course, I was adopted, but I wasn't, so no such luck for me. Anyway, here he is, Mr. Red Green.
Thank you very much, and thanks for tuning us in. Kind of an interesting introduction there, Harold.
Well, you know me, Mr. Showbiz.
Actually, I was referring to that bit about you being adopted. You know, if you'd been adopted, Harold, then, of course, you wouldn't be my nephew, and then I wouldn't have had to give you this job.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody would adopt me at this, advanced development stage that I'm in.
Well, then, okay, we could do the Moses thing. We could duct tape you into a kayak and float you down the Nile.
Yeah, now I know you're just kidding because there's no boats around this lodge can float that far.
Well, he does have a point there, with the exception, of course, of Junior Singleton's boat.
Yeah, right, Junior Singleton, yeah. There's so many holes in that boat, no way Junior could fix all those holes. No.
No, Harold, he's not going to fix the holes. Junior has upgraded his bilge pump. What he did was he went down to the Army surplus store and he bought, catch this, a used rocket fuel pump off a Russian intercontinental ballistic missile. I'll tell you, the Army surplus store sure has some interesting merchandise since the arms race ended.
Okay, good, because I like that. I'm in favor of beating swords into plowshares, or should I say, beating rocket fuel equipment into bilge pumps.
How about beating you into a small plaid lump? Anyway, Junior got the big, huge pump all mounted inside his boat there, and suddenly got a bit of a surprise when she dropped right through the hull, down to the bottom of the lake, and she was running at the time, so this is what we call a setback. But by golly, that is some kind of pump. It kept running down the bottom of the lake, and within 15 minutes, it had pumped the whole Possum Lake totally dry.
Possum Lake was pumped dry? The Possum Lake is gone now?
Oh, no. What it did was it temporarily transferred the lake up to the top of the hill. And then the pump ran out of gas and the water came back down again. But in the meanwhile, it gave us a chance to get out onto the bottom of the dry lake, and we got some of our old boats back and a few of our appliances and so on, and we could fix some of the divots from Moose Thompson doing cannonballs off the boathouse. And most importantly, we got Junior's great big pump back up there, and we've decided we're going to do something else with it. We're going to use it to collect maple syrup.
It's not maple syrup time.
Harold, with a pump this size, any time is maple syrup.
Okay, Uncle Red. I'm not a tree expert or anything, but I don't think you can just get the sap to do whatever you want it to do.
Oh, sure you can, Harold. Get on with the show, will you? See? Oh. My butterfly collection gives me so much pride. My butterfly collection makes me warm inside. The monarchs, blues and yellows. These are beauties, man, oh man. Come and see my butterfly collection. They're all wedged in the grill of my van. This week on Handyman Corner, we're going to show you an interesting project that you can make with one of them patio umbrella tables. Now, I know the patio tables are supposed to be used out in your backyard for entertaining your neighbors, but I'd rather do something fun. I'd rather use them for windsurfing. All right, talk is cheap. Let's build. Step one, remove the umbrella. Put it away somewhere safe for later. There we go. Now what you want to do is you want to draw out the design of your windsurfer on top of the table so you can cut it out. Now for that you're going to need some kind of a marker, and get yourself a ruler so you can keep the edges nice and straight. Boy, with the dampness and the fungi and the moss up here, there's a amount of warpage up the line, so I'll just eyeball it. I eyeballed it up pretty good, didn't I? Okay, there we are. And now what we do is we cut along all those lines that cut out our surfboard. Now, you could use a handsaw for that, or if you got a real good eye, you could use an axe. But to me, this is a carving job. For a carving job, I want to use an electric knife. That's either peanut butter or last year's turkey. Now you want to take all these pieces and turn this thing into the shape of a surfboard. Because if those college kids see you surfing on a patio table, you're going to be the brunt of some insensitive comments, believe me. This unit goes here, and this goes here together here, and this goes back here. And then you take these two pieces and you put those together to form yourself a rudder. Now what you do is you attach everything together using either the epoxy cement or maybe you like to use bolts and nuts and so on, or whatever fastening technique you feel most confident with. I prefer the handyman's secret weapon, duct tape. Boy, that makes you feel like shooting a curl, doesn't it? Man, look at all the cobwebs up there. Oh, well. All righty, there we go. Now, I've already hoisted our sail. I call it a sail now because it's unlucky to open an umbrella indoors. And I put a big wad of duct tape on here so that it doesn't go too far in, which is a handy thing to remember. Now just pop that in there. Looks like we got a pretty good breeze going out there, so why don't we try and catch the wind, as Donovan would say. Hey, Harold, want to open up the big door there? All right, so remember, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Find me out in the patio. Wipe out!
And now it's that part of the show where we expose those three little words that men find so difficult to say. I don't know. And here to prove that point once again on the experts portion of the show is my Uncle Red and his best friend in the whole world. Oh, okay. Mr. Dougie Franklin. Alrighty, dear experts, my son has had several throat infections over the years, and our doctor is now saying he should have his tonsils out, which I thought was no longer a recommended procedure. What are your thoughts?
My advice to this person is get away from this doctor, and every doctor, as fast as you can, flee.
So you don't think this viewer should see a doctor then?
I don't think anybody should see a doctor. You know, the human body is nobody's business, you know? My daddy never saw a doctor a day in his life. Now, he smoked a pack and a half of cigarettes, plains, a day. And, you know, sure, once in a while, he might get a little coughing spell that might last like a weekend or something. But apart from that, he was as healthy as you or I.
So you never been to a doctor either, Doug?
Never been to a doctor, a dentist, or a psychiatrist. I'm telling you, the human body was not designed to be repaired from the outside. If the good Lord had meant this to be, he would have put a hood on us somewhere, I reckon. As soon as you've got to slice through skin or start sawing through bone, you got to know you're dealing with something that was designed to be maintenance-free. You know? I tell you, you get in there and, you know, start tinkering with stuff, and you're going to void your warranty with that master mechanic in the sky, I'll tell you that.
It is winter. Cousin Jerry was lying in the snow making snow angels. Along came the snowplow. Now Cousin Jerry is making real angels.
Oh, man. Not again.
This thing ready to go, Buzz?
Oh, yo, Red. Hey, no problemo. Hey, yo, Harold.
Oh, you're all right, Harold. Get up. The plane's okay to fly,
Oh,
isn't it?
man, Norwegian wood, this bird has flown.
Harold, there's a dock spider going up your leg there.
She needs a new carburetor, you know? That's like $100. And like, I don't want to spend that kind of bread on a plane like this. I'm in the airfield.
What I was thinking was that if I got Buzz here to take me up in his airplane, I could kind of get an aerial view of the trees around the lodge and see which ones would be good for our syrup business. I wasn't sure about the plane, though. You sure we don't need that stuff, Buzz?
Oh, no, we'll be fine, I'm sure. Well, we'll soon find out.
Buzz doesn't instill a lot of confidence in his passengers, but I still figure this has got to be the quickest, easiest way to identify all the maple trees around the lodge. Buzz, I'm just looking for maple trees, that's all.
Maple?
Yeah.
I don't know if we got any maple around here, you know? See, we got the spruce and poplar and pine and aluminum. Oh, man, I hate those TV antennas.
I kind of, you know, I was going to kind of look from the air, but I think maybe now a ground survey, I'll get my own maple.
Oh,
Sorry.
man,
No,
keep the
sorry.
faith. You can't walk now, bro. No way, that's bad karma. You watch. I mean, if you walked away now, right, any money, I'd start up the plane and something like would fly off it and would like just sever your spine. Don't worry, I got parachutes. Somewhere. All right, see that red knob?
Yeah.
When I say now, turn it all the way to the right. Cool?
All right.
All right. Now! Hey, look at it this way. At least you won't hear the roar of the engine. All right, then come on, bring it on. Bring it on.
Well, my idea of gathering syrup has really taken off. We got Junior's big pump all tuned up, and Moose is out there drilling holes in every tree he can find. Then we're going to connect the trees to the intake manifold. Everybody has donated the brake lines from their cars. And pretty soon we're going to be sucking out a fortune worth of syrup.
Woo! This is great. How did you clean all the brake fluid out of the lines?
How do you mean?
The brake fluid, you got to clean the lines. I don't think people want to taste brake fluid with their maple syrup.
Oh, come on, Harold. All food has chemicals in it. And besides, it's part of our slogan, the syrup that puts the brakes on hunger. I'm telling you, this is going to be a real moneymaker for us. This is the big one right here.
Yeah, I've heard that before. What about, the plywood car or the peekaboo hip waders?
Yeah, but, that's different, Harold. This is the big one right here. We're already working on the marketing angle for Uncle Red's special syrup.
What? Is that like a Ghostbuster action figure or something?
No, that's the Uncle Red pancake syrup dispenser with the no-drip head. Little twinge of jealousy there, Harold?
No, it's more like a wave of nausea. Well, Uncle Red, it's Trey uncool seeing you about 6 inches high made of squeezable plastic stuffed with maple syrup.
No, Harold, it's not maple syrup. We got Moose to drill holes in all kinds of trees. So we got oak syrup, pine syrup, spruce syrup. 31 flavors, Harold. We're gonna corner the syrup market.
Oh, yeah. I bet you that Aunt Jemima's just shaking in her scarf.
The wind came swirling out across the farm. It blew all the hair off my granny's arm. It blew the livestock down into the well. Blew the clappers off the town hall bell. It was a lesson we learned, and we learned it well. There's one heck of a lot of turbulence when you push a barn over. This week on Adventures with Bill, Bill's going to show us all about camping lanterns. I guess next week will be card table repair. Anyway, Bill brought look at all the equipment he's got there, all different kinds of lights. That's just kind of a normal one, and then this is kind of a little higher voltage, pretty bright light there. It's kind of focused. Oh. As opposed to Bill, who's not. Look at the size of that thing, isn't it? I've never seen a flashlight like that in my life. And Bill says, take the end off there. I don't know if it was left hand or right hand thread because she was cross-threaded, so that's kind of a bit of both. Bill's opening the batteries. Put them in the plastic package. Oh. No, they're open. And Bill goes down and gets the battery or two. And with this, look, you can got the D cells in there. It doesn't matter apparently which way you put them in, up or down, you know, the plus or minus, whatever. Just fire them all in there. It's a kind of an unusual rig, this one, and takes all the different sizes, the C's and I think even the double A's, they go in side by side, kind of a Noah's Ark, kind of a look to the flashlight at that point. And what else you got there? Oh, no, check that. I'll just check that out on my tongue. You can, yeah, that one's fine. Drop that one in there, and well, looks pretty. Maybe you should have thought that one through, Bill. And then we're all set. Put the cap back on there, and now I'm going to hand her back to Bill. He's going to turn her on. This is going to be pretty bright, I would think. Maybe a little too bright, perhaps. But he's got something else here. This is one of these camp oil, stove oil lights, and I got the instructions, and I said, Bill, you got to read the instructions first because, you know, something dangerous could happen. Like that. Now, here's something I thought was real interesting. You take a penknife, you open up the blade there, and you stick a candle on there, and you stick it into a tree, and you set up a bunch of these through the forest, and you make yourself a little path or a little campsite at night. It's fantastic. Oh, Bill, ow, ow, ow. Gosh, sakes. Sorry. Bill. Oh. Very good balance for an older fella. I'm surprised his breath put that out. All right, this is kind of a gas, propane, pressurized with the wick in there, and here's the gas is screwed. Now, to me, I would have thought, you know, what you want to do is light the match first, and then, you know, turn the gas. But you know, that's me. That's me. That's not Bill. That's not Bill's way. And oh, what? Look! Oh! He, ow! Gosh. I don't know where he buys his matches, but he had the waterproof matches in a separate container. But the thing with Bill, he doesn't keep things very long. I don't know why that is. Hopefully he's got, yeah, he had a little lighter, one of those little flicking lighters thing. Or, where'd that go, Bill? Got another one? Yeah, all right. He's good. For a guy who doesn't smoke, he carries a lot of firepower. And he's gonna light this up and, wow. That's a good look for you, Bill. The Arnold Schwarzenegger, the ex-Terminator. Oh, well, we got a lamp out of it. Harold tells me there's a lot of young people who watch the show, and he wanted to do something just for you. Lucky you.
Hello, and welcome to what is with that cheesy music? Whoa. Welcome to What's Wrong with Those Goofy Adults? This is a part of the show that's aimed at the younger generation, the cool people. This is the part of the show where we get to tell our parents and our teachers and that really smelly guy at the arcade what really ticks us off, you know? Things like cheesy music or homework or cauliflower or, you know, getting a cardigan for your birthday or what else? Oh, you know what's the worst? Where you got to sit around the house and the whole family sits there and tries to figure out who you look like the most, right? Not being able to wear your clothes backwards, people saying how handsome you're going to be when your skin clears up. These are things you got to hate in life, right? So this is our opportunity to say, well, no more. Or having your show canceled after the first episode. You still got that headache, do you, Uncle Red? That's a yes.
I figured Reg Hunter could help us with the trees and the syrup because he's a vegetarian. Reg, I wanted to ask you, is the sap any good?
Ooh, the sap's the best part. The sap is the blood of the tree. It's got everything good, and it comes in a liquid concentrate. See, that's why trees can grow hundreds of feet high and people can't. You got the whole... Shh. Oh, yes. Shh. Yes! Yeah. There must have been two of them.
Reg. Reg, I think I'm just gonna stay behind you here. What exactly are we hunting today? You know, just so our viewers will know.
Oh, we're hunting an animal that makes this sound. Something like that.
I have no idea what that is, Reg.
Neither do I, but I bet I can put a bullet in it.
Well, that was unfortunate. The sugaring off didn't really go so well.
There's a major understatement.
Well, the first part went okay, you know. We hooked Junior's pump up to about 50 trees, and then we switched it on, and in about 15 seconds, it sucked them all dry. 40-foot oak trees imploding.
Should have seen it. Should have seen it. You know what it looked like? You know, it's so cool. You know what it looked like? It looked like the Wicked Witch of the West and the Wizard of Oz. You know, it's just, I'm melting! Remember? I'm melting! I'll get you and your little dog, too! Oh, the inhumanity of it!
If he only had a brain. Anyway, it was really something to see full-grown birch trees shrinking right back down to saplings, and even the leaves were kind of curling up and rolling up the branches. But the worst part...
Oh, no, let me say. You know what the worst part was? Worst part was like the noise. It was amazing. It sounded like God flushed every toilet in heaven all at once.
Now, how would you know that, Harold? Have you ever heard all of the toilets in heaven flush at the same time?
No.
Well, if you keep interrupting, you will. Sorry. All right. As I was saying, the worst part was the sound. It sounded like a big noise of some kind. The heavenly toilet thing, I guess. And then the roots came up right through the ground, and they shriveled up and they started rolling out, and they went down through the hoses and into the pump. And I'll tell you, we would have been real scared if we weren't laughing so hard.
Oh, there's the cry of the possum. That's meeting time, so I'm gonna go.
Harold.
Yes.
Tell the guys that the pancake brunch is on hold.
Right. I would think so.
Well, you know, I think we have all learned a life lesson this week, which is never connect a used Russian rocket fuel pump to a large deciduous tree. And if my wife is watching, you know, I think maybe we should embroider that little snippet of wisdom onto one of them samplers, and we'll hang that in the kaibo there. It'll look kind of nice. I'll be coming home straight after the meeting, and I can help you spell deciduous. There's at least one J in it. And to the rest of you, on behalf of myself and Harold and the whole gang up here at Possum Lodge, thanks for watching, and keep your stick on the ice. Before we get started with the meeting, we're going to need everybody's help here to rebuild the forest. All right?